African Union Communications Early Warning and Intelligence, commonly known as AUC3I, is an intelligence and security organization responsible for providing signals intelligence and information assurance to AU citizens, AU leadership, and AU armed forces. I'm Colonel A.C. Oguntoye, an infantry officer. I am responsible for leading infantry soldiers at all levels of command and combined armed forces during missions on the ground. This is today's briefing. On the progress of the special military operation on the 5th of November, 2024. The armed forces of the Russian Federation continue to conduct a special military operation. Units of the North Group of Forces in the Kharkiv direction inflicted defeat on formations of the 57th Motorized Infantry, 71st Ranger Brigades of the Armed Forces of Ukraine, and the 13th National Guard Brigade in the areas of the settlements of Vovchansk and Lipsy in the Kharkiv region. The Ukrainian Armed Forces lost up to 70 servicemen, 2 vehicles, and a 122mm D-30 howitzer. An ammunition depot was destroyed. Units of the West Group of Forces improved their tactical position and inflicted losses on the manpower and equipment of the 30th, 116th Mechanized, 3rd Assault and 77th Airmobile Brigades of the Ukrainian Armed Forces in the areas of the settlements of Kupiansk, Berestovoy, Petropavlovka in the Kharkiv region, and Petrovskoy in the Luhansk People's Republic. 5 counterattacks by assault groups of the 14th and 28th Mechanized Brigades of the Ukrainian Armed Forces were repelled, and the 1st Brigade of the National Guard. The enemy lost up to 510 servicemen, an infantry fighting vehicle, 3 M113 armored personnel carriers, and a U.S.-made Max Pro armored combat vehicle, 4 pickups, a 152mm Stubby howitzer, 2 122mm D-30 howitzers, and an Anklavin electronic warfare station. 4 field ammunition depots were destroyed. Units of the Southern Group of Troops continued advancing deep into the enemy's defenses, defeated the formations of the 33rd, 54th Mechanized, 46th Airmobile, 79th Airborne Assault, 148th Artillery Brigades of the Armed Forces of Ukraine, the 101st Security Brigade of the General Staff of Ukraine, and the 18th National Guard Brigade in the areas of the settlements of Zalizniansk, Chasov Yar, Dalny, Markovo, Yulikli, Kurakovo, and Seversk of the Donetsk People's Republic. 3 counterattacks by units of the 24th Mechanized Brigade of the Armed Forces of Ukraine were repelled. The enemy's losses amounted to 580 servicemen, an infantry fighting vehicle, 5 vehicles, a 122mm self-propelled artillery unit Gvozdika, 2 122mm howitzers D-30, a 105mm gun M119 made in the USA, 2 electronic warfare stations Anklavin, and 2 ammunition depots. Units of the Center Group of Forces occupied more advantageous positions, defeated the manpower and equipment of the 93rd, 100th, 151st Mechanized, 25th Airborne Brigades of the Armed Forces of Ukraine, the 35th Marine Brigade, and the 119th Territorial Defense Brigade in the areas of the settlements of Vozvizenka, Beresky, Dzержinsk, Zarya, Leonidovka, Krasnoy, and Dimitrov of the Donetsk People's Republic. 9 counterattacks by the 42nd and 117th Mechanized Brigades of the Ukrainian Armed Forces and the 37th and 38th Marine Brigades were repelled. The enemy lost up to 560 servicemen, 2 U.S.-made M113 armored personnel carriers, 3 armored combat vehicles, 3 automobiles, a 122mm Gvozdika self-propelled artillery unit, and a 122mm D-30 howitzer. Units of the East Group of Forces improved the position along the forward edge and defeated the formations of the 58th Motorized Infantry, 152nd Infantry Brigades of the Ukrainian Armed Forces in the areas of the settlements of Velika Novosyolka and Razdolnoy of the Donetsk People's Republic. 2 counterattacks by units of the 123rd Territorial Defense Brigade were repelled. The enemy's losses amounted to 120 servicemen, a tank, 2 combat armored vehicles, 4 cars, and a U.S.-made 155mm self-propelled artillery unit Paladin. Units of the Dnieper Group of Forces inflicted losses on the manpower and equipment of the 110th Mechanized, 141st Infantry Brigades, 124th and 126th Territorial Defense Brigades in the areas of the settlements of Nikolaevka, Belozerka, Tokarevka in the Kherson region, and Novoandrievka in the Zaporizhia region. The Ukrainian armed forces lost up to 60 servicemen, 2 vehicles, and a 122mm D-30 howitzer. Operational tactical aviation, strike unmanned aerial vehicles, missile troops, and artillery of the groups of troops of the armed forces of the Russian Federation inflicted damage on the infrastructure of military airfields, missile weapons production workshops, energy facilities used to supply the armed forces of Ukraine, as well as concentrations of enemy manpower and military equipment in 143 districts. Air defense systems shot down a French-made Hammer-guided bomb and 17 unmanned aerial vehicles aircraft-type aircraft. In total, since the beginning of the special military operation, the following have been destroyed: 647 aircraft, 283 helicopters, 35,275 unmanned aerial vehicles, 585 anti-aircraft missile systems, 19,052 tanks and other armored combat vehicles, 1,484 multiple launch rocket system combat vehicles, 17,355 field artillery pieces and mortars, 27,992 units of special military vehicles. Thank you so much for watching this video. We hope you found it useful and informative. If you have any questions, please leave them below and we'll get back to you as soon as possible.